Hey everyone, hope you all. This is CoinsKid. Just going to XRP once again. Thank you for support. Okay, be the CoinsKid crew. So I have been quite bearish on XRP past few weeks. I did tweet this out on May the 14th, and if you've been watching the videos, I did not necessarily envision a massive breakout to all-time highs here for XRP. I think we're in the bottoming process. Possibly the bottom was put in on April the 6th right now, and obviously if we see 5 waves up from any bottom, it increases the probability of that correction being in, and we had seen 5 waves up into a key neckline of resistance right about $2.59. At that point I expect some kind of correction, and that's exactly what we're going through right now for XRP in my opinion. So we're retracing that move, and so far so good. So I'm looking at levels with you, but I did tweet out way back when, and obviously in the videos as well for people who have been paying attention, hey CKC, the crystal ball looks to be playing out with liquidity coming back into the market after leaving it in December last year. There seems to be some kind of mild pullback as it heads into late May, early June. This could tie in with the wave 2 correction I'm currently tracking for Bitcoin. The good news is that the crystal ball is still trending higher until we see a significant pullback like we saw late last year. I think we could just use this as an exit point as well as other data points in the future. So there's no bias. The liquidity, the crystal ball is showing that the trend, the liquidity's come back into the market, and we are beginning to see that play out in Bitcoin. But obviously what goes up must come down. If ever you see 5 waves up, you do not buy. If you see 5 waves down, you buy. And yesterday Bitcoin did actually put in 5 waves on the 4-hourly time frame, and on the daily we have seen 5 waves to the downside. So it is increasing probability of that correction being in. And equally yesterday, right on cue with a potential bottom right there on Bitcoin, we have seen the FUD come out from Elon Musk basically. So let's dive into the XRP chart to see what we can see. Okay, but I think at the moment there is a chance we bottomed on April the 6th. It was a beautiful buy zone that was tagged by ourselves, and right now we are in the bottoming process, but we have to see this retracement hold the lows from which it's come basically, and I'll show you all the targets going forward. Let's dive into the charts. Okay, quickly before I do dive in, I think there's a couple of trades to be had over the weekend. Obviously I'm not looking to short XRP because at the moment I think on XRP, if we take a quick look on the lower time frame, the hourly especially, you can see from this side we've got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave down. So for me, this is possibly an A wave into a B wave into a C wave, so I would not be looking to short XRP right now, where potentially people are beginning to short because of the FUD and the fear. But there are other opportunities right now to go short in this market, and I've created these systems and indicators for you to find these opportunities. One of the key ways is go to crypto blocks, futures blocks on CoinsKid.com. So let's take a look at that right now. So loading futures blocks on CoinsKid.com, you can clearly see it's just a standout visual representation of the the fear and greed in the market on the micro time frame. So what we're looking for is things that are in a state of optimism, and especially greed. And if ever you see extreme greed, that increased probability of your short playing out. So I've got my eyes on right now is a couple of coins. We've got Tron, we've got Comp, and we've got Mask as well. So I'm taking a look at Comp right now. You can clearly see it's taken off into space. This is a 15-minute time frame, so we're going to zoom out on the 4-hourly and see what we can see. So at the moment we do see a massive move here. Look at this God candle breakout filling this wick, but we do see this bearish divergence forming for Comp basically, where you got your higher high pivots just there. You got a candle close. Always use your candle close and your candle bodies on divergences. I see too many people using wick, so it's always the candle bodies. Okay, so we've got the close there, we've got a close there, and right now we're creating a double bearish divergence. You can clearly see the last time we created bearish divergence, this thing came down. It was quite a nice little short opportunity off the bearish divergence. Look at that, multiple bear div. This came all the way down from the pivot point. It was a huge correction of 20%. So these are the opportunities. So right now I'm looking to short Comp on L Bank. There is actually a shortcut link to L Bank, this yellow symbol just there. If you want to trade on L Bank, just click that link and then it loads the Comp short opportunity right there. Okay, and obviously you can go short, go long, whatever you want to do, but I think we've got increased probability right now with the bearish divergence that we're seeing. A little short could potentially play out over the weekend on L Bank for compound. Let's dive into the XRP chart to see what we can see. Okay, so looking at XRP on a weekly time frame, it's been a theory I've had for a very long time that from left to right we're making a series of lower highs and a series of high lows, compression leading to expansion, and I've been looking at this with yourselves for a very long time. Okay, so we've got this basically huge pennant. We've come up, we've gone sideways for a very long time. As we get compressed towards the apex, I was looking at an explosive breakout to the upside, and that's exactly what's happened here. So again, it's not crystal ball, it's not seeing into the future, it's just compression leads to expansion, and this is something we trade on this particular channel. So I think we've got a rinse repeat on Crypto Street. I think exactly where we are right now is basically here. Okay, so go back to the videos here. As we're breaking out, a lot of people saying I'm going to take off into space, enter price discovery. But like I said to you, if we are copying what we've done before, which so far we are, we should correct at the previous all-time high. Pretty much what we did on this particular fractal breakout, and then we should go sideways on the previous pivot point, which is identical to what we're doing right now. We're holding this previous pivot point just like we did there, so we're compressing like this from left to right. So again, I think what we've got, and again, there's no bias, if we are repeating what we've done before, we've got another move to the upside, we go sideways again, and then we break out once more towards a 1.272 at $9.32. okay, that is my minimal bull market target. Along the way, obviously, I think what we've got is some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, then sideways and another breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, sideways and another breakout. So that is currently my primary anticipation and expectation here for XRP. I think we're on the cusp of another move to the upside. We're running to that $4.14, $4.17, that minimal target, go sideways in a range, and then we break again, and I think we could get to at least a 1.272 in this cycle before we enter some kind of bear market, pretty much like what we did there. Okay, so that's currently my primary anticipation, that we're looking to get to that 1.272 fib, an absolute minimal. And this has been a projection I've had for a very long time, okay, for anyone paying attention. So from here right now, that is only 327% away. But I remember when it was all the way down here, we was buying this bid zone, at the time it was a monster, 3,000% away, and it never felt like it would get there. But right now we are only 327% away, which is absolutely amazing. So rinse repeat on Crypto Street. I don't necessarily see any deviation from what we're doing so far, okay, on the previous cycle. So we are repeating this cycle to a T, but obviously it's just taking longer. It's not as quick and as compressed as this previous cycle, but so far it is mirroring it, isn't it? So the deviation is really, really simple. If we do start to fall below the previous pivot high, which currently we, if you take a look at that particular time frame, we held it in a correction, and if you look at this time frame right now, we've got this pivot high, and we're currently holding that as well. But if we do start to turn it into resistance and start to roll over and turn a 20 into resistance, then okay, we're not doing what we've done before, and at that point we've got to project to the downside. But I'm going to give it credit where it's due. It is doing exactly what it's done before. You broke out as anticipated, compression led to expansion, compression led to expansion, run into the resistance of the previous all-time high, running into the resistance of the previous all-time high, compressing on the previous pivot high, going sideways to down basically. So right now, if we can hold this support, possibly impulsive corrective, run up into $4.13, then have another correction, something like this, boom, boom, boom. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, go sideways, and then you come back out into the 1.272. And then from this low here, which is a beautiful buy zone in January of 2023, we've got a 1 into a 2, into a 3, into a 4, into a 5, just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. You're cooked on that bullish impulse from the same low, The same low is really simple, and this is why at this point I said to you, I think this is the buy zone. I don't necessarily think XRP's entered the bear market. I actually think, just like this, the ABC, it's actually a corrective phase of a bull market. Impulsive, corrective, impulsive, corrective, impulsive. It's a massive macro 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, really simple. So that is the primary for the moment for XRP. I don't necessarily see any deviation from this, and I think at the moment we're just consolidating a range for XRP, looking to break bull. Once we enter price discovery, I anticipate another correction, and I expect us to get to 1.272 in this bull market. But I'm looking for the data points on Bitcoin. I'm looking for the indicators to tell us that the market's cooked, and I just don't see it yet. And again, there's no bias on this channel, but so far so good. This is playing out exactly as anticipated for anyone paying attention. So I'll leave you with that. If you are looking for any trades, jump into the crypto blocks and obviously get involved in the Discord. I hope you understand the update. Stay off, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to a new update on XRP. Bye bye.